Hi, welcome back. And we've got an amazing guest today. We're talking all things gut, nourishment, nutrition, and how you can live your best self at the moment, because wellness is absolutely huge. So we've got Sarah Griffiths on. So introduce it, because obviously it's big at the moment. A lot of kind of wellness people are getting into it, of alternative medicine and everything. So
Yeah, functional medicine is like the functions of the body. So we're looking at it from a medical perspective as opposed to just nutrition. We're dealing with your whole entire ecosystem. So your ecosystem being the body.
Yeah.
So, it's not just a case of let's eat an apple and we're suddenly better. We're looking at it from what's going on inside your body. We're looking at your gut microbiome. We're looking at your liver, your kidneys, your inflammation, your macronutrient deficiencies. We're looking at your whole entire body of what's going on inside. Before we put the nutrition plan together, we've got to look at where the problems are coming from. Chronic illnesses suddenly become a big thing. I think a lot of people are getting onto the fact now that food is poisoning people and medicines are not always needed. It can come from food. So obviously I've been in this industry 25 years this year.
Oh, wow.
Makes me sound about 50, doesn't it? I'm only 44.
No, but it's great though, because obviously from Nick and I's point of view, obviously we come from ward-based. So obviously if there's any deficiencies there, we will work with nutritionists. Diabetes, we'll work on the carbs and stuff like that. But we never delve, I don't think, as deep as what
No, absolutely not.
you do you. So
Yeah.
we have obviously we're taught a small amount of nutrition and obviously keeping the body. But
Yeah, I think a lot of doctors as well, medical people at the moment, they're not nutritionally trained. They are just there to give medications and stuff out instead of looking at the root cause. So my job is to look at the root cause. That's not to say I'm always going to fix it, but I'll certainly try my best through food and through alternative, medicines, i.e. through different strains of bacterias, different vitamins, cleansers, things, everything that doesn't require some form of antibiotic or medication. We're doing it naturally because putting antibiotics and stuff into the body is counteracting what we're trying to do with food, because it's going to rip your gut line. And so I don't think people know how powerful this little instrument is, this gut, and what it does to your skin and your hormones and your bowel, your liver, your kidneys. It's such a powerful, your brain even, your
it's
mood.
everything, isn't it? They say if your gut's off, everything's off. And you do feel it yourself. Like if your gut's off, like your mood, your sleep, your skin, absolutely everything. But obviously there's a lot of people that probably don't know unless they kind of delved into the wellness, lifestyle. Obviously we had Dr. Ed on, who's amazing. He's kind of moved across to kind of lifestyle, kind of medicine and stuff like that, because I think there's a very grey line at the moment. We have had COVID, so you did have a lot of people not trusting the NHS and everything like that. And I think what you've got to remember, anything medical, quite often you specialise in your roots.
Yeah.
So what's great was with Dr. Ed was, he's got across them from general practicing to lifestyle medicine when it comes to obviously wellness and longevity.
Yeah.
And then obviously you've got then the likes of yourselves who work within that longevity and wellness industry as well, that are coming in with functional medicine
stuff.
And it's great to see as well, because our industry with mine and Nick's, with aesthetics, it's so unregulated that this is what I'm seeing as well. The supplements being unregulated, then people diagnosing people and not having the basis in it, but people will believe that practitioner because they're coming to it with a pain point, being this is wrong with me, I need help. There's long wait lists. You'll go to your GP and they've only got a broad scope of where to help and then refer out. So obviously tell us a little bit more, because obviously when I'm coming to you and I'm thinking, oh my God, I'm low in mood, I'm low in nourishment, where would be the basis? And obviously it's unregulated part.
So again, people will associate mood with, oh my God, I need to take the likes of an antidepressant. For instance, you go to the doctor with low mood and stuff, automatically they're throwing an antidepressant at you and go and take that and you're going home and the world's a better place.
Yeah.
That's masking. Obviously there's something going on inside, but the doctors don't want to look at that. For me, when I've got a client who sat in front of me and says to me, I am on an antidepressant, I kind of delve with them and ask them the background, like what has led them to want to take this medication. You don't just suddenly wake up one day and go, I think I need an antidepressant. It's got to be an ongoing length of problems for you to reach out to your GP and stuff. So I want to know the background. I almost become a therapist in the first consultation with my client because I want to know why. Why are you on this antidepressant? So that when I do get their gut report back, I will go straight to the mood and mental health section. And there's the answer. Might not be the correct answer, but there's a reason as to why your mood, your bacteria are knocked out of sync, your gut's leaking. So you could be going and taking an ashwagandha because everybody tells you to take it. Social media says take this and the world's a better place and take this mushroom and you're going to be... But if your gut's leaking where it's ripped open, then that tablet's going to leak out anyway. So you're putting yourself on a constant atmosphere and you're thinking to yourself, why aren't I feeling any better? So then you're carrying on popping the antidepressant kind of thing. But what you don't understand is that your body's not actually absorbing this supplement. And again, it could be getting stolen. You don't know what's in it, where it's come from. And a lot of the time, our stomach's breaking down that vitamin anyway. Yeah. So if you've got 1,000 milligram of a tablet, by the time it passes through the esophagus down into your digestive system, down into your stomach, you're probably absorbing 100% anyway. Yeah. So you need to take like 10 tablets. Like, who's going to take that? Yeah. So it's kind of looking at why. There's a lot of whys in my job. Like, why are you taking this medicine? Why is your bowel clogged up? Why are you taking laxatives and stuff? Again, going back to the doctor. I'm constipated. Oh, you've got IBS. Have a tablet. Yeah. The IBS is getting thrown around like it's nothing at the moment. Yeah. And there's so many other pieces to the puzzle rather than just diagnosing you with something.
I feel like at the minute, ChatGPT, everyone's just typing stuff in that and they're doing what that tells them, aren't they? So with you saying like grabbing whatever tablet because ChatGPT told you to take that vitamin for gut sleep that night. Yeah. They do. They swear by it and it's crazy, isn't it? Because like you said, the actual root cause of it, ChatGPT has no idea your background.
That's what I mean. Like you've got to look at, like for instance, I've got a girl at the moment who, we said off camera before, who's dealing with TSW, which is topical steroid withdrawal, which is going to boom soon. Like the medical industry and council are going to get absolutely sued by these people because they've been fed loads of steroid creams as they were getting old for eczema. Well, where's the eczema coming from? Like, the doctors are throwing out these creams and steroids and antibiotics all the time and they're getting repeat prescriptions, but they're not actually looking as, this girl's skin's not clear in here. There's got to be a root problem. Yeah. And a report come through yesterday and I found it. All a positive bacteria have been killed off because the antibiotics and the steroids that the doctors give them has killed them. Yeah. So she's never going to get better because we're not fixing the root. The root is we've got to fix these bacteria in order to close your gut over. So it's very powerful what goes on inside.
No, it is. It's like, how the body synergizes itself. Do you know what I mean? Once the skin barrier is broken from that bacteria and then, you are then putting a topical steroid on top of it that can make it completely worse. I mean, in the defense of a GP, I suppose that they're literally looking at it like they've got eczema, that's all they've got. Yeah. And I think this is where like collaborative care comes in. And this is where I was like speaking on socials recently and saying, I think we need to merge because I think what's happening is, there is like, obviously you're going to get these steroids from, but then the GP maybe like, it's like social prescribe and saying, do you know what, we can do so much, then let's maybe reach out to like someone like yourself and look at it from another point of view. And I think that's why it's a bit
But they've got like dermatologists and I don't feel like obviously there's certain people and certain hospitals that have an actual unit for dermatology. But I found when I worked alongside that, it was a lot of outpatients that would just be given an appointment, like a review appointment, say in 6 months, and half of them just wouldn't turn up because to them, I've got my cream, I've got whatever it is that my GP's given me anyway, so I don't really need to go for a review.
Yeah, I suppose when you are having a flare-up, and a relief is a relief, you will take what the doctor says as gospel. They want the skin to calm down.
You put your trust into them, don't you?
Of course you do. So you think that they're doing right and they think they're doing right. But if someone's coming back to you every 6 months with the same problem, there's got to be another problem. You can't, well, if it hasn't cleared in 6 months, you've got to ask yourself why. Don't just keep prescribing it. People who've got chronic constipation and stuff, you can't live your life on a laxative. It's going to ruin your bowel in long term, and that becomes the longevity of your bowel then.
Yeah.
So you've got to look, the doctors really need to look at, well, this person's ailment isn't clearing here.
Yeah.
Maybe there's another root problem. I know in America, Donald Trump has made sure that every doctor now does a nutrition qualification. He's made it law.
It's great that it should be, do you get what I mean? Because like I say, whenever you do like your medical, your nursing degree, that it's so full on. Obviously, you've got a whole body scope that, like, when you come into nutrition, it is such a small part of your training, isn't it?
Yeah.
You need to understand it, but
it's a specialist role, isn't it? End of the day.
Yeah.
Food is medicine, and it sounds very cliche when you're saying, you think how, but because I've dealt with it for so long, it really is a powerful instrument. It's your fibre. Your fibres feed your bacterias. But the thing about the gut microbiome test and what I do is that if I was to line up 20 billion women, 20 billion women would all have a completely different set of reports. So what we're feeding you will be different to you because your biology is different, your DNA is different.
Yeah.
So you're feeding that bacteria the specific food to feed them specific strains. So it's going to heal you. And people don't understand the power of, like, pomegranates can feed a certain strain, but you wouldn't know that unless you were in functional medicine.
Yeah.
But again, people go, Sarah, I eat really healthy and why is not on shifting and I'm doing this on a daily basis. And I'm like, well, I'm still bloated and I still can't sleep. And I'm like, well, let's start from the bottom. Let's have a little look at your gut. Let's see what's going on. And then we work together over time.
Now, obviously, you're sat here with me. And the thing is, when we're obviously, so you've got a patient in front of you and you're going to obviously bring up some kind of elements that I think this may be causing the problem. Let's face it, you've got to go into the body. You can't just sit there and diagnose just by looking at someone. We wouldn't do it in the hospitals. Would there be a certain amount of diagnosis test before we go, okay, that's your diagnosis?
Yeah, of course.
So obviously, from your point of view, you've got to delve in. So my argument is, you need to have like bloods or samples or...
Yeah, you can't. It's a very dangerous world out there at the moment that people are diagnosing children, which is quite scary, who have got like little dairy intolerances and allergies and stuff, and people are diagnosing them through ways that there's no scientific background to back this up. There's no research papers to say that this particular method of testing is right. I mean, I've got no idea how anybody can find a diagnosis off some metal bar.
So can I ask then, what's the price difference in what you do and
someone
this?
Hundreds.
Yeah.
All right.
Hundreds.
Okay.
And the reason why it's hundreds is because, one, we're accredited to a laboratory. Two, there's microbiologists sat in this laboratory with thousands of pounds worth of scientific, equipment. We've got scientists who know what they're looking for.
Yeah.
And there's research papers in the back of every single report. So if you two had a report and you've both got different sets of results, if you were to put these reports together, the research papers would be different because it's dealing with your stool sample and it's dealing with your. So there's the backup so that when I don't diagnose somebody. I follow what the report is saying. However, if I've got a complex case, which I've got a lot at the moment, and I think I need a little bit of advice off this, I will call our lab and I'll go, can I speak to one of the microbiologists? Can I speak to one of the scientists? I even get on really great with the CEOs of the company who are very, very, very highly skilled medical people, and they will give me their insight. If you're going to diagnose somebody with something, they need a backup as to where they're finding this from, because if you are dealing with somebody who is suicidal, if they are feeling that low in their mood, in their skin and everything, and they're going to a company thinking that this person's going to help them for pennies, and they suddenly go, you've got a daily addict, you're putting your whole entire trust, and then that doesn't work. It's going to affect their mental health further. So you've got to be careful when you're dealing with the human body, Claire, because you're looking at people's mental health as well. And when I see my clients, as a woman who wants nice skin, and these girls are crying their eyes out to me because their eczema's not clear and whatever else, because they've been somewhere else beforehand. As a woman, I have a breakdown over a spot. You know, God knows how these are feeling when they're covered head to toe in psoriasis. So I think I've got confidence in my ability to be able to go, do you know what, I'm going to help you as much as I can. But I'm also going to get a bit of advice off the lab, and I will always be transparent with my clients and say, I might not be your saving grace. However, I'm going to have these guys next to me, and we're all going to look after you. You cannot, I personally think, sit there and diagnose somebody with a radio frequency machine when there's no scientific evidence for
what
it.
I love, just even your explanation there, you know, when Nick's asked how much do you cost, it's like that price point, what you're not realising is, one, it's safe practice. Two, you're working with a huge multidisciplinary team there before you even say to that patient, we think this is what could be causing it. And like that's gone through multiple channels then of different teams and specialities that have gone, do you know what? We think this might be the reason. Like that to me is priceless.
It's because people these days don't, well, for one, we've not got loads of knowledge on it, but people are uneducated on it. So they see that as, well, I can get a test done here and they're going to tell me for 50, 60 quid, however much it could be. But I could also go here and it's 500, 600. The majority are going to think, well, it's the same sort of result I'm getting. So it's happened in our industry, doesn't it, Claire?
You know, and I get mine is the gut microbiome testing, but I also do the food intolerance testing too, which is blood. So it's blood work on the food intolerance, which is the finger prick. You know, I've got little kids that I deal with whose hair have fallen out. I've got kids who I've got the horrendous eczema. There's just no way I'd ever allow a child whose hair's fallen out to stick their hand on some kind of radio frequency machine and go, her hair's fallen out because she can't eat gluten. I mean, as if.
Yeah, do you know what I think it is? And I think this is what's scary. Like Nick brought up ChatGPT before, when you go on socials, it's this influencer culture that it's like you believe what they say because they've got thousands of people.
Rabbit holes.
Do you get what I mean? And you're like, oh my God, that fixed them. They must know what they're doing. And their page is full of influencers saying that you've fixed me. So naturally someone in despair goes, oh my God, I've got to go there because all these influencers saying that they got fixed.
I'm not a fan of working with influencer type people. One, I don't need somebody who's got.
I think a lot of people are pulling back from it now.
I'm dealing with real life people here. Like, you know, I've got really sick women who I'm looking after here. They are the selling point to my business, not someone who has got a following, who, you know, who thinks they've never done the test, they've never know anything about me. They just want a free product and then they want to do it. You know, I think it's very scary that there's influencers out there that will sell a product and people will take it because they said so. Not one of them have got nutritional backgrounds and stuff. And I think because I'm dealing with people's bacteria, I'm dealing with people's moods and mental health. And, you know, I've had women sit in my chair who are suicidal and stuff. You've got to be very careful how you approach.
Responsibility, isn't it?
You've got to approach it, And I think our testing protocol takes about 4 weeks. So we're waiting for 4 weeks here while the lab grow your stool sample and they look at the bacteria. You know, I'm diagnosing people with H. pylori and E. coli, streptococcus and things like that, parasites and C. diff and stuff like that. These are really bad bacteria and pathogens in the body. You will not find that off a machine on the outside. So it's not just a case of removing dairy and gluten out of your body. Yet that's only one fraction. we've got to look at clearing this pathogenic bacteria first. Forget the diet for a minute.
Yeah.
We've got to put you on fasting. I've got to cleanse you. I've got to do a detox with you. I've got to clean your liver. I've got to clean. So the difference being in the cost is that we've got all this to be getting on with first before I even touch your nutrition. So I think that's why it works for me. And lucky for me, I haven't lost a client yet. I've done this for so long. I think I've got the capability to be able to, and I'm still researching. I wouldn't say I was the best nutritionist in the world. I still like to read and I still like to educate myself. And
well, you've got to, because I think the things are like C. diff, it's a bacteria. It's like really restraintful even against some antibiotics. So, to come to you and then kind of look at it from a lab's point of view and go, well, okay, don't want to do antibiotics, but what else can I do to kind of remove that?
And you can clear these pathogens, but it's not a case of you've got a dairy allergy, let's take a tablet. No. That's the tablet has to run alongside the foods that you're feeding, and like, for instance, and she won't mind me saying it, Nikki, the clinic that I work in Nick's Skin, she's had H. pylori since December, but she's not busy with her clients. She's every day I'm in the clinic when she's bent into. I went, Nick, we need to get your microbiome test. Like, you're not even eating. She got tested by the doctor in December of H. pylori, and you told me in March. I'm like, oh my God.
Oh, I need mine done.
Oh my God. So now we're
clearing. Really on the toilet. So
now we're clearing it because she can't go to the toilet. She's having little tiny rabbit poos, and I'm like, Nick, you are the queen of skin. And you are bent into with these, with dealing with these clients. Please, let's clean you, So she's just done a microbiome test. We're just waiting for her results off the lab. There's no way I'd say to her, go and sit on the machine and tell me how I'm going to clean this. It just doesn't work. You're dealing with biology, and
this is the problem, isn't it? And I think that's when you're messing with someone's biology. You've got a lot of responsibility, and I think just have some patient-centered care when you're doing it.
And it's quite daunting. It's quite scary, my job. I've had ladies who've had cancer. And I said that on one of my other podcasts. I got 171,000 views. And I sat there and I was talking about Jo, one of my clients who had breast cancer, but she had the cells still in her body. She'd done the microbiome test and she'd done the test and stuff, and a diet cleared them cells. I never read it. I never cleared her cancer. Her body healed itself inside, so that when she went back to her oncologist, they were like, can't see the cells here. So it's a very powerful instrument, but you've got to get it right.
Because I always say, like back in the day, like our nans and everyone, like my nan lived to like 92. A few, like my other nan did as well. She was in her 90s. You're quite lucky to get to like 70, 80 now.
Did you never hear of your nan having a vegan diet? You just never did. Did you never hear of your nan having kefir and kimchi? Yeah. It wasn't even a thing then, do you know what I mean?
I would go into my nan's kitchen, there'd always be a piece of meat ready to kind of go.
Or a soup on the go,
Potatoes would be ready to go, and there'd be a veg, and it'd be just that rotation every single day of the week. My nan
died at 90, and she was not unwell. She just, unfortunate, she had a little fall and she passed away. God love her, but I grew up in a way, I come from a world of being a nutritionist when I was 16. And when I went to university at the age of 21, you never heard of vegan food. You never heard of gluten-free. You never heard of like veggies and meat alternative. There was none of that. You never heard of like kimchi and sauerkraut and sourdough. You never. You just
a piece of bread.
A piece of bread. You just ate. So for me, I'm very old school. I'm an ex-bodybuilder. I come from a world of fish, broccoli, potatoes, and that was it. You got me on stage 9 times. There was no fancy diets. There was no nothing like that. Just eat. It doesn't need to be anything like, oh, I've got to have this amazing shop. My shopping trolley is the same every week.
What should we? So obviously, because like I think I'm healthy, but I'm probably not compared to what you're going to tell me.
Well, I just had a sausage butter from Mackey's. I don't usually do that either.
On an average day, what should we be fueling ourselves with?
Fibres, 30 plants. The top doctors, Dr. Tim Spector, Dr. Mark Hyman, Gary Brecker, all your big top amazing scientists are the same as me. basic food, your Greek yogurt, your vegetables, your fruit. Red meat is coming up as avoiding on the gut report because of the antibiotics and the hormones in the animal, which is coming through and killing off the good bacteria in the body.
And is that because of the way our food industry's gone now?
Agriculture is absolutely shocking. Again, going back to our nans, they used to just go to the local fruit and veg farm and you'd get food. It would go off in a couple of days. Do you know what I mean? Now vegetables are going a longer way.
Yeah.
So when we're looking at the fibre content, which we've got to be careful in functional medicine as well, the fibre content of food and the nutritional density of food is poor because they're spraying all the fruits and vegetables in the fields. So when we're trying to boost people's fibre up, it's hard because to get the level of fibre that you want, you have to eat broccoli a day. I mean, that's not going to happen. So you've got to drip feed it into the body because you don't want to clog it up because then it becomes a bowel problem.
Yeah.
So food is not the same as what it was years ago. It's very sprayed. It's going a longer way. The shelf lives are longer.
Because even if you look now, there's no butchers hardly anymore, is there? And I love a fresh piece of meat and fresh veg, and it's all gone. It's all, even the supermarkets.
You have to like farm shops, don't you know, and stuff like. You can't just nip down corner shop
and
or anything.
And it's dear, and butchers are becoming dearer now because they're getting it from grass-fed cattle and stuff. But nobody, again, it goes down to cost. Not a lot of people can afford to eat the best food. Do you know what I mean? You've got to eat hand to mouth. And a lot of the foods and stuff is sitting in plastic. So plastic's then going, it's being ingested into the food. So I think everyone's terrified to eat.
I think it's social media, isn't it? Social media just terrifies you over everything.
I know there's an account on social media that just absolutely terrifies people with what to eat and stuff like that.
Is this the one that walks into supermarkets and...
Yeah, and you want to die if you
and
eat
you're
an
going to
apple.
die, yeah.
Oh, really?
Have you not seen it?
No.
It kind of, and it's even going into like hospitals, like Western hospitals, saying, look what they're feeding you, and you're petrified. You're like, okay, I know I'm not going to go into...
At this point, what are we all eating? Do you know what I mean? Just honestly, fruit, vegetables, fibres, your Greek yogurt, your cottage cheeses, your old school stuff.
Yeah.
Just get them into you and just eat it. You don't need a big fancy Instagrammable alky bowl plate. You do not need that. Do you know what I mean? It doesn't, look at me, I've got like who's got time to line a banana up in a bowl? Have you seen it? Do you know what I mean? Like, who's got time to be lining that? And then the blueberries in it. I'm like, listen, just put it in the blender. Do you know what I mean? Like, I was a bod, and when I done my last competition, I literally blended my whole entire prep because of the food. Like, I've got a 7-year-old who's got time to like make the Greek yogurt purple with like all the berries. It's just ridiculous. Like, get that in the shop. But as a mum, a working mum, and we're all mums, and we've got lives, we've got school runs. Swear the ankle bowls, like, do you know what I mean? Just get a bit of Greek yogurt, throw a bit of, mix it up, eat it, go.
Yeah.
Your gut does not care about presentation. You know what I mean? Your gut does not care about it being like excessively organic. Just wash it. Do you know what I mean? Like,
I think it's because people these days just want to be influencers, so they
one
do
of my
it.
clients messaged me the other day. One of my clients messaged me the other day on my group chat. My group chat's amazing, by the way. I've got all my clients in there, and the diversity is amazing, right? And she said to me on Sunday night, I've just been reading that I've got to cook my potatoes, then I've got to cool them, then I've got to reheat them. I went, Kerry, do us a favour, right? Do you think your gut cares that potato is hot or cold? Like, just eat it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Your body's asking for resistant starch. Get it in your body.
I always used to love me nanny'd have her potatoes, and she'd come on, you're going to come and butter the potatoes, and you'd be there with the butter masher, and you'd be mashing them.
A potato's a potato. It doesn't matter whether it's roasted, whether it's done in the air fry, whether it's mashed. It's still the same spuds. Yeah. It doesn't really matter. Do you know what I mean? It's just get it out. As long as it's not cooked in loads of oil.
Yeah.
And it's not deep fat fried. Come on.
Best oils then? What's the best oils?
I'd say avocado and olive oil. Just your basic of olive oils. Like a nice organic olive oil and a nice avocado oil.
Because everyone was out there at one point, don't do olive oil. But olive oil is like one of the biggest things to keep you lovely and nourished
Olive oil's fine. As long as, you don't... I tell my clients to cook the food in olive oil if need be. If they're roasting loads of nice roasted colourful vegetables in the oven and stuff, a little bit of olive oil, a bit of pink salt. It's not gonna kill you. Well, we're looking at it from, I want all the sugar gone. Sugar is your biggest killer. Okay? Not the fat, the sugar.
Yeah.
So when I'm giving all the brands out to people, it's more of a full fat game for me.
Yeah.
Because if you remove the fat, you then replace them with the sugar. So low fat, reduce salt, reduce sugar. No, always full fat.
Okay.
Because when you're removing the fat, you're replacing.
Yeah.
I've heard of that before, so I always buy full fat of like milk and everything now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Full fat cottage cheese, full fat Greek yogurt. Get a block of cheese yourself and grate it.
But isn't it bad that basically you're educated now by like the food industry to go, everything's low fat this, low this,
well,
low
have you
that,
seen
low
the food
this.
pyramid's being changed now? So the food pyramid that we got given in school is wrong, because on it is all your oils and your bad carbs and your refined grains. It's mad, because in my gut report, red meat isn't there, rice isn't there, white stuff isn't there. All the white stuff's got to go because they reckon they're making the bad bacteria grow, so we have to replace. So that's not to say you can't have pasta. We have a whole grain. You can't have bread. We have a sourdough. So me as a nutritionist, I will never ever malnourish anybody, and anybody that you can't goes back to the testing. You cannot remove these things out of someone's body unless you're going to give them the alternatives, because you could malnourish somebody and you could be starving off the good bacteria that need feeding. Dairy is found in Greek yogurt. Dairy is found in cottage cheese. They're both fermented. They're both full of lactobacillus, which is a strain of bacteria. So you've got to think to yourself, okay, well, if I'm removing dairy out of someone's diet, I'm also removing lactobacillus, which is a very powerful strain of bacteria. So these people who are doing these types of tests really, really, really need to make sure that if they're going to remove stuff, they're going to replace with better.
Yeah.
So with your testing then, I'm just trying to differentiate here because I know people will probably think the same. When you've done yours, you're giving someone an aftercare plan to go away with to obviously
so in these
change.
reports at the back, so let's just say we use two as an example, there's the nutrition section in the report, which is module 3. And in it, there'll be 30 plants that's going to feed your microbiome, the bacteria that it needs. And then on the other pages, the food that I need to remove specific to you.
Wow.
Right.
So the other ones are not getting an aftercare then, are they? They're just being told to remove and not given
and
anything.
not replace.
Fully as well, not replace.
So I don't remove. The report removes it. I follow the report, but then I put my scope on it. Then and the lads and everyone in the.
But bearing in mind, your report's also coming down from a scientist and like
comes from the lab.
Yeah,
so I'm following
depth, isn't it?
So because and this is where I've got the backup of them. Which even though it is a scary job, what I've also got these in my corner. So me and the nutrition. A lot of people will just send the clients on the way with the report. I don't. I sit with them and I go, right, these are your 30 priorities, but I'm also going to add in this. So I will sit there with you and I'll go, right, do you like this? Yeah. Do you like that? Do you like this? Like that? Then I'll build your nutrition plan then around it. So as well as getting your report, you're getting a big, massive nutrition plan off me as well. And then you come back to me in 6 weeks' time. Yeah. So you're getting the full 360 approach with me. I will never just go, there you go, Claire, there's your report. Crack on and go and eat that. And you're like, Sarah, what am I meant to do with this?
I was going to say, do people come back? Because you would never know if anything's changed, would you? So what in regards to these machines that they're doing?
So they'll come back to me. So these clients of mine, they're in my group chat. They've got access to me every single day, and then it's mad because they'll go, Sarah, I went out for a meal on Saturday. I feel awful. I've been so good on my diet this week. And then I've had a piece of steak that I wasn't meant to eat. And they feel it.
Yeah.
So I'm just following the guideline of the report, but then I'm putting all my scientific approach on it as well. So I'm not removing foods. I'm simply giving you the food to heal you based upon your report. So I'm not second guessing. I'm following what your microbiome's asking for. So that's the difference in the cost.
Do you know what I love though about that? Because obviously we have got a pandemic of, I call them GLP anorexia, because everyone's like really kind of like cutting food out. So they're on the GLPs and stuff like that, you know. But then if you kind of come and got your nutrition report there, you're going to maintain a healthy weight.
I don't think people quite understand that the detrimental effect it can have on your body, removing food. Your body, like, I'm just going to use something as an example. You probably don't even know what I'm on about, but there's a strain of bacteria called Bifidobacterium, right? And Bifidobacterium is such a powerful strain of bacteria. And there's so many foods that feed this Bifidobacterium that can aid your weight loss, that can aid your digestion, that can fix your bowel, that can fix your mood. It's such a powerful strain of bacteria. If you suddenly go on a skinny pen and you start with GLPs and you remove all them, Bifidobacterium is getting starved and you're not feeding it. So then it goes into, why am I still feeling like crap? Why can't I sleep still? Why am I still stressed? Well, you've just removed 4 vital ingredients here because you're on a pen. But your Bifidobacterium needs feeding. So this is why these skinny pens, I hate them with an absolute passion. It's like my Achilles heel can't stand. Backstreet people are giving them to people. I've had girls come to me whose hair have fell out, who have been suicidal. And I say to them, one of the questions I go to, have you been on skinny pen? They go, oh, yeah, but I didn't want to tell you. I go, no, but I need to know this because when I'm looking at your report, I need to see the damage that it's done. Don't be scared to tell me. Be honest and tell me, because although the skinny pen does wonders for people, I dread to think what society's going to be like in the next 5 years, because I'm going back again to when I become a nutritionist, at the age of 16 and stuff. Skinny pens wasn't even a thing then. Everything is a pen and a GLP and a this now. Everyone's cutting the corner and going, I can't be arsed with the diet anymore. I'm just going to stick a skinny pen and here we are.
Quick fixing.
The starving the body of the nutrients. The nutrients are needed to fuel your mood, to fuel your mental health, to fuel your serotonin, to fuel your anxiety. You don't need to be popping propranolol to reduce the anxieties.
Yeah.
Eat your food.
I feel like what's happened is in the industry, I think it's gone from the 60s, the 80s, the 90s, the noughties, shall we say, where everyone was popping laxatives to stay skinny. Then obviously the pens come on. And look, it's done some amazing results for some people that I've seen. But obviously I've had it in the clinic where I've had to fix so much Ozempic face, because it's detrimental to the psyche then, that I just think, for me, I think, listening to you today, I think I'd rather come and give you £500 and know what to eat.
And you're healthy.
And you're healthy, aren't you?
Because I always think that as well, that you never know what's going on in your body, like you said.
Yeah.
You are, the human body is designed to live like, it sounds silly, like cavemen. You need to nourish your body. You need to give yourself food. Don't starve it, because starving leads to other things. I come from a world of being a bodybuilder. I know what it's like to deplete. I've came to you before and I've gone, look at the state of my face. That's not through anything other than lack of nourishment, because when you're getting on stage, your body reduces so down, you deplete, that your face does take it. Because your body's lacking. And I know how I felt on the week leading up to that show. I have never felt so low. I was ratty. I was starving. I just wanted, why am I doing this to myself? Just for being on stage for 20 minutes. But that was my profession. But to feel that poo every day. I don't know why people want to feel poo instead of feeling healthy, but people haven't got time.
Yeah, that's it. It's a fast-paced lifestyle.
Loads of my clients are the same. And the good thing about having me in the corner is that I'm educating them as well in the group chat. And I go, please, girls, you got microbiome. I put a post on my social media today. The gut healing takes time. It can take anything between 6 weeks and 12 months.
Oh, wow. That's a long time.
It depends on how consistent you are. If you really go in for it and you really want to change your mood and you really want to come off these laxatives and you really want to stop popping codeines and stuff like that, then you will knuckle down. But it's it's hard for people to go into that because they've been so consumed with sugar and bad nutrition that it's hard to switch.
Say if like obviously we still like a little bit, obviously, you know, to come off everything can be good totally. I mean, I've not drank for a while. I've had the odd one. You're really good. You don't really drink, do you?
Not really.
But I've got a little bit
on Easter Sunday.
Oh, I love that for you, my girl. But I will have a few. What is probably the best alcohol to drink then if you're gonna have it?
I mean, I'd say to everybody like a spirit, you know, or a glass of wine. We've got to remove the lager because lager comes with yeast. Yeast is full of hops. Hop is affecting the histamine levels inside. My cousin who had cutis psoriasis was drinking Corona like it was going out of fashion and her whole entire body was covered in it, and I took that out. But listen, nobody's robotic. You know, if you want to eat, the report's your guideline.
Yeah.
What I say to everybody is you don't need to be regimental for 6 weeks. You've got lives, you've got kids, it's been Easter, we've all been out, we've all had picnics. As long as I call it the 80-20 rule.
Yeah.
As long as you're eating 80% of what your diet, your gut's asking for, if you want to have a little biscuit of a night time, eat it.
Yeah.
But these girls are getting in such an amazing mindset of the way they're feeling. They don't want to do that. And it's mad because when I had a conversation with one of my clients yesterday, who was in London, she was driving home from work. She went, it was my birthday at the weekend and I went out with the girls and we had tapas. She went to say I was in agony on Sunday because I've ate so amazing for 3 weeks.
The body's like, what's
going on? Our body's gone into shock.
Yeah.
But to us, that's normal eating tapas.
Yeah.
But your gut doesn't like it anymore now because you've reboosted it, you know. So it all depends on the clients and how much they really, I mean, when I'm dealing with people who are really low in the mood and they're sick of feeling bloated and they're sick of feeling windy and they're sick of feeling, you know, like a little bit big in themselves and stuff like that. And I'm like, girls, I can only give you the tools and I can drag you through the trenches. I scream at my girls every day. She's on one again. But it's only because I care.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
The best for them,
I want the best for them. And then especially when, like, one of my girls at the moment, she came to me in January, she was like, I'm getting married in May. And I'm like, there's my target. Yeah. She came into me yesterday and I was like,
you've had some brilliant results when you go on your page there. You've got to give yourself credit.
I've got some good transformations.
Yeah. And they speak for themselves and you see that. That's what I love. Like that's when we were saying before about influencers. You don't need them. Real results speak I think you can tell.
These are real women.
You can't you?
These are real women and this is the reason why I'm going to be doing my own little podcast. Purely for... I want these women to come to talk about their transformations
100%.
And talk about, you know, I've got mums in the group whose daughters are dealing with side effects of medications.
Yeah.
They want to come on and talk about what they've seen their daughters go through. So I want it to be a platform for people who are going to talk about, look at me, I've lost, you know, I might only have lost a stone, but I'm happier, I'm healthy, I'm a better husband, a better wife, I'm a better work employee, I'm a better mom. For me, it's not just about the weight, it's about these people just feeling genuinely well in themselves. And I think when we rattled the cages on...
Well, I think for me with that, I think imagine I was diabetic and come and had one of them tests and I was told to remove a load of food and literally...
Your insulin would drop.
Exactly. And I think that's where my problem was a little bit. I was a bit like, come on, you need to be having, it needs to be done a little bit more safer.
Listen, people have got their businesses and I'm all for people doing well and, you know, whatever floats your boat and stuff. I just stay in my own lane. I'm not here to like slag a business and stuff. However, when I'm dealing with the human body and I can see in these reports the negative detrimental effect it's having on these girls' stress levels and their mood. Stress is a big killer for your microbiome.
Yeah.
Okay, so taking something simple as dairy and gluten out is not going to make your stress any better. If anything, you're going to be frustrated because you want to go back to the chocolate. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. So you can't just say to someone, you've got a dairy intolerance, take it out in your life. Because that's going to affect their mood.
I was laughing at my friend. She's great, you know, she went, you know, I was told to remove dairy milk, so I just eat Galaxy now. I was like,
dairy milk. See, this is what I mean. Well, dairy. There's a big dairy milk to galaxy. It's hysterical. You know, gluten again. Gluten's a big one for me because you're diagnosing someone with gluten. They're going to go straight to the gluten-free aisle. And all the food's chemically enhanced.
Yeah.
So you're getting gluten-free bread, then you're getting gluten-free pasta, then you're getting gluten-free cereal, then you're getting gluten-free biscuits, and all of a sudden you've got a gluten-free trolley. There's about 27,000 ingredients on the back of that loaf. So you've got to try and digest 27,000 ingredients. For me, if you're going to remove gluten, you're going to take the bread away consecutively. Do you know what I mean? So people are like, oh, I'm a celiac now. And I'm like, there's a difference between a celiac and someone who's gluten-free. Believe me. Because I've got a celiac on board and it affects the colitis and everything.
So when you were saying before, obviously the stress is the biggest thing on the
Stress is a killer.
So what's your think on, obviously, because, you know, fasting, people love this fasting thing at the minute. Is that really good for us?
So in my protocol with my clients, which I always post on my stories, because there's a gap between them doing the test. So let's just say you've done your stool sample today and you post it off to the lab. By the time the results come back, there's a good 4-week gap here. I can get to work on your body here. So I'll put them on a wormwood cleanse and I'll put them on a detox cleanse of the body to try and get rid of some of the toxic waste. Because even though you may go to the toilet every day and have a normal poo, there's probably still loads stuck in there that hasn't come out.
Yeah, it's funny you say that, Sarah, because I did a Parasite cleanse last year, and for the first 2 weeks on it, I couldn't get off the couch.
That's normal.
Is that normal?
Yeah. So the side effects of doing something like this can be pretty horrific for some, but some mightn't. It's like a plant. If you stop watering it, it's going to die.
Yeah.
You stop feeding this parasite, it's going to die. It's dying off inside you, so you're going to feel like death.
Yeah.
So I love it. It sounds mad when I go, Grace. And they go, Sarah, I'm ill. I can't get off the couch. I feel like crying. I've got headaches. I can't sleep. And I'm like, good.
That was me,
Good. This is what we want. You've got to come out the other side. Please don't stop them. So then when the results come back and I look at the pathogenic bacteria and I go, right, you've got C. diff or you've got H. pylori or you've got streptococcus or E. coli or whatever. I go, right, you're going on a fast. We're going on a fast from anything from 24 to 72 hours, whatever you feel you can cope with.
Wow.
Because I've got to starve this bacteria. Then we go in with the plan.
Yeah.
But girls who have been navigating through my programs for 6 weeks, 12 weeks, whatever, I go, right, girls, it's now May. We're starting with a fast.
Yeah.
Because they're amazing. They're amazing for reducing your inflammation. They're amazing for giving you a good mindset. They're amazing for your bowel. They're amazing for your skin. We're starving off things inside. We're resetting the cells in your body and stuff. I think fasting's an amazing. However, there's people in my group that can't because they're on medications and stuff. But I don't think you should be doing a fast when you're on a period and stuff like that because of the loss of blood and things like that. So it depends on the time of the month for them and stuff. But I'm all day for fasting.
I've done a 72-hour fast.
Did you feel great after it?
I felt horrific, I'll be honest, doing it. But I think I didn't get to 72. I think I got to 64 or something like that. And I was crying with the headache.
That's normal. And that just goes to show that
water, can't you?
Is that sugar then? If you get the headache, is that sugar kind of detoxing?
And Diet Coke for me.
You love a Diet Coke.
I'm a nightmare for a Diet Coke.
See, that's imagine all the aspartame in your body right now.
And Red Bull. I need to get hypnotised to get off Red Bull.
I had a client, you know, called Natalie. She's on my page, right?
Yeah.
She's lost 4 stone now. She was addicted to Red Bull.
I think I'm addicted.
She has had a Red Bull for 18 months now. She said I couldn't even dare. But you've got to wean yourself off it. But again, I do have ladies that sit in my chair who have got an addiction to Diet Cokes and Pepsis and
that
things.
Is me.
And for me, I don't go to them. Cut it.
Yeah.
I've got to wean them off it.
My therapist last year when I was kind of doing like all my therapy after Mum, and I told her about this and I said, I can't get off Red Bull. I said, but it's really weird when I go on holiday.
Is it the sugar-free one or the full fat?
Sugar-free. But it's really weird. The minute I go on holiday, so I'll go to Thailand tomorrow and probably not have a Red Bull for the whole time I'm there. I'll land in Manchester Airport and go straight to the spa and get a Red Bull. She said, it's like your mind.
Just tells you to have a Red Bull.
It's telling you, because it's like when you go away, it's like, okay, you're on kind of like de-stress mode. Then you land back and it's like you're back on work mode. So I need a Red Bull now.
So could you not eat all day and have a Red Bull?
Yeah. It's really bad. Really bad. I
started Diet Coke for that reason years ago when it was a big thing. And
it's like a drug then, isn't it? Like an addiction.
Take the hunger feeling away from me.
Well, when I've got clients who are sugar fiends and addicted to it and stuff like that, the headaches that they're experiencing is like, it's just bizarre. Even people coming off coffee, and I remember when I was prepping for me show, I was on about 9-10 coffees a day because I was so tired because of the lack of food. Whereas now I'll probably have one in the morning and probably one about, and then that's it. So I've gone from like 10 to 2, which is good for me. But I'm not really a sugar person. I'm crisp.
Do you know what? I'm not really a sweet tooth. I'm very much more carby. I am a carby.
I'm a crazy. I love the cheese, the pickles, the crisp, them avocado crisp and Marks and Spencer's have just like...
Oh, Marks' have got a lot to answer for.
You've got a lot to answer for.
And bring cookies. I bet a lot.
Oh my God, I could do a bag in about 10 minutes.
Last year, and I would scream because you'd have another bag of
custard.
Egg custard.
Egg custards. I would have one of them for years.
I still love them now. Like every time I go to pie shop for whatever reason, I will get one, but I just don't hear it on social media.
Nanny swarms
I
get
used
me
to
them.
scream. She'd be on the store on Instagram. She'd go, just have another egg custard.
I used to buy a pack of 4 more, or if Andrew would go food shopping and bring 4 home, I'd have to eat all 4.
I'm not a cake person, mate. I would rather have a starter and a main.
Yeah, me too.
Than have a starter and a pudding. Jackson's not really chocolate. He's the sugar, the sweet.
Yeah.
Mine's the crisp. So, but I get them on a Friday when I do my little Marksies.
Yeah.
Them avocado and olive oil crisp are just...
The bag goes before you know it, doesn't it?
With a dip. Yeah, I could do 2 of them in, no problem. I love crisp, yeah. That was the thing that I missed the most in my competition prep was the crisp and stuff. But you get over it in the end. And I had a food prep business doing that at the time. You can imagine all this gorgeous food I was cooking. But the mindset it put me in was like, no.
Yeah. So on a daily then, what should we, because I do skip breakfast. This is probably something that like I don't eat till about, 1 o'clock I normally get hungry.
Did you have a Red Bull in the morning then?
I'll have a Red Bull in the morning. I know. I need to come to you because you know what? I do feel like there's something in caffeine that's triggering my gut because literally...
It's not, it's the sugar. I reckon you've got it. Have you got a Parasite?
Well, I think it might be back because when I went to Africa, when I got back from there, I felt like absolute crap for about 12 months. And then I went and had a Parasite cleanse. And for 2 weeks, like I said, I couldn't get how people work and do them cleanses. I was having to peel myself off the couch because my energy was low. And then I felt like literally my energy went through the roof then once it kind of whatever it cleared. And then I've had it was my 40th last summer, so I was here, there and everywhere. So I was obviously eating in restaurants. There's definitely one back, I think. So I think
it's back.
There's something in there living in me.
So if your body, it could be your insulin levels. We don't know what. We'd have to look at your insulin levels and stuff because I know a lot of people go when they get to like 7 or 8 o'clock at night, they're like, but I just need a biscuit.
Yeah.
And I just need something empty. But if you've eaten the substantial correct food for your microbiome in the day, then you won't want it. But I get my girls on the dark chocolate.
Sometimes I wake up at 2 in the morning, go downstairs, get some
that
chocolate.
Is me.
Yeah. Out the cupboard, I'll go back up to bed and eat it.
I used to do
I've
that.
always done that.
If I fall asleep on the couch, and I wake up, my boyfriend used to say to me, so how the hell do you go into the kitchen and start eating because I've been asleep, which is why when I was doing my comp prep, I had to put myself in bed because I could feel myself falling. What?
Is it a mind thing or is that a body craving?
It's a body craving. It's your insulin levels have dropped at that point.
Okay.
But then I just go to bed and go to sleep with us.
Yeah.
It's your insulin levels a little bit off the chart. Your insulin affects your glucose then, so it drips inside. So many pieces to this puzzle, and this is why you need to go in with blood and poo and not rattle.
Yeah, and have a look what's actually going on in there.
Have a look what's going on inside. Yeah, it's just so much.
Something is going on with mine at the minute, definitely. I need to have a little look in.
Well, I still do get up at 2-3 in the morning and eat these chocolate things and do all that. So I definitely need something because I either eat drinking Diet Coke or... But you know what I think it is for me?
Can you sleep when you've had that?
Yeah, I go straight back sleep. But I think
doesn't affect you no more.
All in my mind that I think, well, in day, I've been good all day and I barely get any shit other than drink Diet Coke, which I know I shouldn't. So then at night, I think, well, nobody's awake. No one knows I've done it.
Secret company.
So I'm all right eating it because, do you know, it's not. And then when I wake up in the morning, I forgot about it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
I had to tell my trainer once when I was doing my show, I fell asleep on the couch, and obviously Jackson still had to have his Jackson cupboard with his sweets and his chocolate and his giving his meat. And I fell asleep and I woke up and I literally went into his cupboard and I had it was the smallest, and I had to text him and I'm really sorry, it's 1 o'clock in the morning, but I've had a square of chocolate. He went, and what? But I felt that guilty because I was 7 months into my prayer and I felt like my world had ended because of that little cube of a thing. But then
they do say dark chocolate's best for you, don't they?
Dark chocolate, anything over 75%.
Okay.
Because it's the cocoa in it and stuff. Because it's not the actual, sometimes the dairy, it's the cocoa in it as well that can affect you and stuff. So Marks and Spencer's again. It's got a lot to answer for this shop.
Go in there.
Dark chocolate with raspberry in it. No. 70%. It's deadly. So I have it over night time, right, with Greek yogurt, blueberries, raspberries, a little bit of chia seeds and that chocolate, and have that tonight and text me. Because it's just heaven. So you go to bed
feeling filled. If anyone wants to reach out to you, Sarah, where's best for them to come and reach out? Because obviously,
Nourished by SG. I'm on there, and also if there's anybody out there who's got some amazing medical stories and who's gone through with medication ruining them, I'd love to chat to them in the future with what I'm doing and stuff.
But you know what I do love how you are very open to still collaborate. You know, you're very open, you know what? My whole approach is to always be second opinion, second this.
I will never sit there. I have said this from day one. I've done other podcasts before yours and I have said I am not the greatest. I've got confidence in my ability, but I will always, like Nikki, you know, Nick's skin. I obviously, I will work in a clinic, in a nutritional therapist and stuff. I will go to her and go, this client in here, you know, what do you think? It's, you know, because I am not the be all and end all. I think it's important because one, I'm not up my own arse when I do it. Two, I haven't got an ego about me where I think, well, I know everything, because I don't.
No one knows everything.
No, we don't. And I do like to refer to other people and stuff. I think there's a lot of room for other people, but what I don't like is people misleading people, especially when people's mental health are on the floor. And I've learned in 2027 is to be quiet a bit more. And not argue.
Well, you know what? You
argue because you're passionate. And that's why.
That's what I mean. People mistake sometimes for me having a go as being be passionate. And I think it's because I really want results for my clients. And, you know, when you're dealing with women who are sitting in front of you, who are putting their heart and soul into, as a mom, as a person who suffers with depression myself, as someone who's, you know, I get it. You know, I go through stresses and strains myself. I'm human.
But I think knowing you as well, I think you're not having a go. I think if that person who took it, say if anyone online, you said that you were having maybe a discussion with and they felt it was like that.
No one's attacking you.
Yeah, if anyone was to kind of inbox you, you'd probably help and collaborate.
Yeah, I've had people saying to me, Sarah, will you come here and give us advice on stuff like that? And I really will. I'll tell you this one thing before we finish. There was someone who I was working with and she approached me. You want to laugh your head off for this story, right? She approached me for help. I helped her. And she had a bit of a good platform and I thought, right, okay. So she went to me, I will send clients your way. You thing. She really needed help with a diet and a mood and stuff like that. And I've done everything for her, and I really give her all me put my heart and soul into her. And then I seen a couple of posts of her being upset online. So me as a nutritionist, I've got a duty of care to go, you're okay.
Yeah.
Anything I can help you today? Do you want to talk about something? She kept ignoring me. I thought, okay, she's busy, whatever else. And then I was seeing them, I'm thinking, oh, she's struggling here, you know. And as my client, I don't want my clients to struggle. Talk to me.
Yeah.
I messaged her and I went, are you okay? She sent me this message back and went, you know, unless you're a brand, Sarah, I really don't need to be replying to you.
Unless you're a what?
Unless you're a brand paying me, I don't need to reply to you. And I went,
wow.
I'm only asking you, are you okay? Like, I'm trying to help you with your diet. I'm trying to help you with your mood. I'm trying to help you feel good about yourself.
Just come with a bit of compassion.
I'm coming to ask you, are you okay? And you've come back with, I'm not replying. Like, there must have been about 5 or 6 okays. And are you doing this? Are you eating this? Are you doing this? Because I thought to myself, maybe being a little bit too full on here. But if one of my clients is publicly putting things on social media, that makes me feel like I'm not doing my job properly. Because I don't want my clients to feel loud. They should be feeling happy and vibrant. The food should be making them feel better. I should come back at me with, I don't need, you're not paying me, so I don't even need to reply to it. And I just went, bye.
Sometimes it's not worth your energy.
So I just thought, okay, sounds. We'll leave that at that.
Yeah.
Because I'm only asking you, you're all right.
You just want the best on the final outcome, don't you?
Yeah, so I just thought, and that's one of the reasons why I won't work with influencer type people again, because I think, hang on a minute, you come to me for help, I've helped you, and then you're basically saying, you're beneath me because you're not paying me. Well, you need to really pay me because I've just done you my work for nothing, but I just left it at that. And I just think, this is what you get for asking someone, are you okay?
It's so true. And I think that's it, isn't it, nowadays? I think you kind of get that resilience. You go, you know what? I'd just rather work with people.
I just want a peaceful life.
Namaste.
I just want a peaceful life. I want to look after my family. I want to look after my clients. I want the world to be healthy and happy. I don't want any online trolling, you know. My account got shut down in January. Somebody reported everything of mine. I lost my private account with everything, with all my memories of Jackson. My business one went. Luckily for me, it come back on, the business one, because you don't realise how much your platform. But again, who's got the time to be going onto my page and reporting my little boy for child sexual exploitation? That's what Instagram, but I got it back. It took them 3 months to give me it back. But I think we're just getting up, we're being mums. I just want to help people. I don't want to argue. I don't want aggro. Just do a good job, and don't mislead people. It's not nice. Yeah.
Well, you're definitely making waves out there. You're doing amazing. And thank you so much for coming on and educating us as well.
Yeah, thank you. Having an amazing morning.
Thank you.
Learning all this
Red Bull
Red Bull and Diet Coke. Thank you so much.
You're very welcome. Thank you, girls.